Everyone, this is Laurie Delk Radecki, and tonight I am here with you for another one of my Laurie's lessons. And tonight we are going to talk about that you cannot change what you refuse to face. So, that's something that can completely change the direction of your life. And that is just flat out honest self-evaluation. It's not always comfortable, and most of the time it's very uncomfortable. But here's something that I have learned over the years is that you literally cannot change what you refuse to face. Many people stay stuck because they just refuse to change, right? They might seek out coaches, help, they might pray about stuff, they might do a lot of things. But a lot of times they don't stay stuck just because they lack the talent. They stay stuck because they won't honestly, really, truly, honestly look at what's keeping them stuck. So, like if you're having trouble in your finances, are you really honestly looking at what's keeping you stuck? Are you really honestly looking at all your bills and everything that you buy, everything you spend on? If you're really looking to get healthier or lose weight or whatever it is, right? Are you really looking at all your options, right? Like, I know Kevin and I both are working on our weight, but we both like to eat out. We are both foodies. And so we know that. Now, there's different things that we are doing also, but the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself on what you want and where you want to get. And so I want to challenge you today to do exactly that. Like, so just think about it. We all have a story, right? Like every single one of us has a story. We can have all the excuses, right? Some people grew up in amazing homes. Other people, they experienced abuse, neglect, divorce, addiction, loss, financial struggles, health challenges. Some people have had failed businesses or broken relationships. Some people battle fear every single day. Like those experiences are real. Did any one of those touch a button or hit a point? Because they matter and they shape us. But here's where we have a choice. Our past might explain us, but it doesn't have to define us. And so there comes a point when we have to stop saying, this happened to me, and start asking, what am I going to do from here? Because that's where you're not making an excuse. Because we can all have the excuses. I promise you, every single one of us can come up with excuses for different things, a myriad of things, right? But the thing is, changing your thought process, changing your mindset from this happened to me, because I could go over a list of a lot of different things that happened to me also, right? And I'm sure every single one of us can. But changing that to what am I going to do from here now? Because we might not be responsible for everything that happened to us. Now, sometimes we are, right? We're responsible for our own decisions. But sometimes things happen to us that's out of our control and we're not responsible for that. But we are absolutely responsible for what we choose to do next. So just stop protecting the excuses. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is protecting our excuses. Because, like I said, we all have them. The difference was that they had fewer problems. I mean, the difference was that they didn't have fewer problems. The difference was they stopped making their problems the final chapter of their story. The comp plan, and my next month's check was three figures. Oh, but I lost my mom in 2016. Oh, but I quit my corporate job in 1993 to become a stay-at-home mom and take care of my kids. Like that was a choice, right? We all have choices and we all have things that we could say and excuses and a whole bunch more I could even come up with if I sit there and think about it. But the same thing, like I said, the excuses can make us feel better temporarily, but they never move us forward. And so, my challenge for you today is I want you to get a notebook, not your phone. Get an actual notebook. Go to the dollar store, buy a dollar notebook. It's worth it, I promise. Something happens when we physically write things down. You go and you write things down in your notebook. And at the top, I want you to write what's holding me back. And then think about it and write everything because it's for nobody else's eyes. Write everything, every excuse you can think of, every fear that you can think of, every limiting belief that you can think of, every insecurity that you can think of. Be brutally honest. Remember, no one else has to read it unless you choose to. But, maybe it's I don't finish what I start. I care too much about what people think. I procrastinate. I allow fear to control me. Do any of these resonate? I don't believe I'm good enough. I've become comfortable. Whatever it is, write it down. And then beside each one, I want you to write one action step, just one, not something huge, just one simple step. So, for example, if you need to get in better shape, maybe it's taking a 20-minute walk today. One of the things I've done is same thing. I want to get in better shape. I've committed to doing 10 minutes on my vibration plate. It's whatever, like literally just one thing. If your marriage needs work, maybe it's putting your phone down and having a real conversation. If your business is stalled, maybe it's making 5 calls that you've been avoiding. Don't focus on climbing that whole mountain. Just simply take the next step. And then I want to go over just one little more part. And after I posted my introduction to this video, someone asked me a great question on that post, and they said, how do you get your child to do this? And I thought it was such an important question. I mean, I've had 5 children, raised 4. I'm now a bonus mom to 3 more. We have 7 grandkids together. And so we've learned a lot through the years, both Kevin and I have. And the truth is, you can't make another person choose growth as much as you want, even your own child. Once they're an adult, you can't make them choose growth. Not your spouse, not your child, not your employees, not your friends. God gave every one of us free will, and He gave it to us for a reason. But what we can do is we can love them. We can absolutely and should be praying for them. We can encourage them, and we can offer some advice whenever we can, when it's appropriate. We could ask good questions to help lead and to guide. We could provide positive influences in their life, especially if they're still in our home. But the best, greatest thing that we could do, besides praying, is to model it ourselves. Because our children and everyone else around us that we're influencing usually learn more from watching us than listening to us, right? Because it's monkey see, monkey do, not monkey hear, monkey obey, right? If they see us taking responsibility, apologizing when we're wrong, continuing to learn, continuing to grow, then they're watching what accountability looks like. Your example might be someone else's next breakthrough. I talk to my kids about learning all the time. They saw me growing up reading books, but it's so important to be learning all the time. And I've taught that to my kids, but they've seen me do it too. They've seen me practice what I preach. So here's your challenge one more time, is choose one thing from that list that you wrote down, not all 20, just one of them. And before you go to bed tonight, do one thing that makes you a little uncomfortable. Make that one phone call. Make that one apology. Do one workout. Do one application. Make one more conversation. Take one more step. Same thing, these videos, I've been always like, I'm not going to do videos because I don't really like to watch videos. I'm not one of those people that watches a bunch of videos. I can speed read. I love to read, and I'd rather read another book. I'd rather read a PDF. And so I struggled with doing videos for a long time. And I've pushed myself to do them because a lot of other people do learn by the videos. So I've been taking my years and years and years of training and putting it together and trying to do more videos to help more people. Small, consistent actions create extraordinary results over time. And remember, your future is not determined by your past. It's determined by the decisions that you make today. So as a parent, as a leader, as a business owner, as a person of faith, remember, we're not called to be perfect, but we are called to be faithful. So keep growing, keep learning, keep planting seeds, and trust God with the harvest. And if this lesson encouraged you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need to hear it. I'd love for you to comment. You can share it, tag me in your stories. You can subscribe, or you could share it with somebody who needs it. And I hope to see you next time. And just remember, choose growth over excuses, and choose faith over fear, and choose progress over protection. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Love y'all. See you next time.